Hey, so this video is about the Sagittarius Child. Okay, so this is my series on children in the zodiac. And these are just quick, and again, you should look at the entire chart, and children are still growing and developing, so sometimes you might not see some of their traits until later on in life. But for the most part, there's always signs of someone's sign, even as a child. So I'm going to talk primarily about the sun sign, Sagittarius Child. I have my notes here just because I don't want to miss something. So like, Sagittarius is beautiful fire. And so it's also the most intellectual sign of the fire signs. All right, between Leo, Sag, and Leo, Sag, and Aries, they are the ones that are more about the mental, but also about action, you know, ruled by Jupiter, the sign of just like risk taking, the sign of luck, expansion, knowledge, wisdom, things of that nature. And so it adds a very fiery edge to their intellect. So these aren't just people that like to, you know, think about their potential. In general, Sagittarius energy isn't just about knowing, it's about what am I going to do with this knowledge now? What am I going to do? I'm going to expand it. I'm going to spread it like fire. Now, they can be very scholarly. Sagittarius children can be very wise at a very young age. They learn very easily. And the interesting thing about Sagittarius children is they can pick up, and this is probably similar to, I would say, Scorpio and Pisces kids as well. They can kind of pick up on adult themes, right? Like, so by not adult, I mean like heavier topics. These are types of children where like randomly, even like the cool kid, right? Even if it's a Sagittarius, it's pretty like a popular kid. Like they know about like random topics like World War II or like space or like evolution or things that are like societal based things, because remember Sagittarius is about furthering society. And as a child, they don't really understand those things and they're not really, you know, understanding their full potential. But a lot of times Sagittarius children have an interest in like deeper topics, an interest in things that talk about this condition of society, the condition of the world. Like they're interested in those things naturally. Now the Sagittarius child also can have like a good memory. They sometimes though, because they're so intellectual, they're pretty smart. You know, they understand things at a deeper level than some other kids. They can over rely on how smart they are. This is similar in a way to Aquarius. With Aquarius, it's a little bit more because like they really kind of know they know it all, right? Sagittarius is very busy. And so Sagittarius often doesn't know what to prioritize. Sagittarius energy wants to do so many different things. And as a child, of course, that's very hard, knowing what comes first, what is the most important thing to do. And so Sagittarius children can be a bit disorganized, right? Now, if you have an organized Sagittarius child, it could be other influences. They might have a Virgo moon or a Capricorn rising or something like that. But a lot of them have like they carry so much stuff with them, some of them. They like stuff. They like gadgets. They have a lot of things. Their rooms are typically filled with things, objects. Sagittarius children are the type of children, though many of them can shirk responsibility, some of them you'll notice always have things, right? So like they might be the type of kid, they might not do their homework, but they have all their books, they carry all their stuff with them. They have a lot of stuff. You know, they also, their enthusiasm doesn't always equal organization. So for instance, like a Sagittarius kid is so smart, and like, you know, if you're raising one or you're teaching one or whatever the case is, you might be like, oh my gosh, like they know all this stuff, but you also have to teach them how to be organized. They have so many different things going on in their mind. They have so many different things they're trying to do. All right. Sagittarius wants to kind of look at things in a bigger way and help everyone. And a lot of times they can talk too much too. Sagittarius children talk a lot. They can get in trouble because they're either butting into a conversation they shouldn't be in, or they, you know, they won't be quiet when they're supposed to be quiet. They always have something to say. Okay. And so because of that, you know, they are quintessential free spirit. They are very free spirited in many cases. And so it's sometimes hard for them to follow structure. Sometimes it's difficult for them because they want to spread their wings. They need freedom. Sagittarius energy needs freedom to an extent. And like I said, like they can be very enthusiastic. They have a lot of energy. It's fiery energy. So a lot of them move a lot. So like moving their body, dancing, tapping, playing with things. They always have to have their hands on things a lot. You know, they always have to be doing something with that kind of like fiery energy where things just, if they're not talking, they have to be doing something. It's like their mind and their body is always moving in some way. And just another thing that you want to can be concerned about is their fiery temper. Sagittarius children, just like the energy of Sagittarius in general, can be very temperamental and you've been pushed to a certain extent. So though this is a sign of philosophy, and this is a sign associated with like humanitarianism and how to help others in general society and move it in a very and make drastic change, right? Create fairness. Because Aquarius is about humanitarianism as well, but Aquarius is about big bang, change it all, revolutionize things. Sagittarius is more so, how do we make this fair? How do we make it equitable? How do we make it so that everyone feels a part of this? How do I use my wisdom to cause this change that's going to make it good for everyone? And I'm rooting for the underdog. But at the same time, they can have fiery temper. Mutable means it changes very easily, and fire can be destructive, as we know. And so with that energy within the Sagittarius child, sometimes they're not able to filter what they say. Whereas a Sagittarius adult might be able to realize there's a time and a place for everything. I'm not going to do that. Sagittarius child can take it too far and take it to the point where, you know, they say things, they can be argumentative at times with other children or with adults, because there is this sense there that like they have to say something. They let some of their thoughts get the best of them. It's hard for them to, remember I said their Sagittarius energy can lack structure, it can lack the ability to, you know, it's not an earth sign, so there's not a lot of reason and rationale there, right? So everything's about impulse in a way to some Sagittarius energy, people and children. All right. So that would definitely be something that I would keep an eye on and help them navigate how to deal with their feelings in a way that, you know, understanding like anger is something that can happen and it's something that is a normal feeling in some ways, but how do we control it so it doesn't get past the level where it should be? How do I know when and where to show certain traits? How do I know how to stop myself before I say something that I'm going to regret? All right. And so that's the video on Sagittarius energy children. Hope you liked it. Thank you for watching.